What's for dinner?
Hi everyone, it's Lindy from Stitch and Lindy. I am testing out a new recipe today. This is the first time I'm trying it, so you guys are testing it with me. It's actually on, well, I'm kind of changing a couple things up in here just because of what I have on hand at home. But this is a WW recipe. I actually found it is on Connect under the recipes. It's sesame chicken, but it also, I found it on Kitch Me. I just searched on Pinterest WW sesame chicken recipes and it came up under Kitch Me. So it's actually the exact same recipe, but I'm changing a couple things. So it serves 4 portions, and what I'm changing this recipe up with, so what I'm showing you today, the servings of this is 3 points for WW members. It's 3 points per serving. So first thing that you need to do is I have 2 chicken breast, boneless, skinless chicken breast that I have cleaned, cut up, taken the fat off of, and just cut up into bite-sized pieces. So that's just 2 chicken breast. And then I also have 2 tablespoons of sesame seeds, which I toasted. So no oil in the pan, just put them in the frying pan on low, and just shake it for 2 to 3 minutes until they start getting a little bit toasted, a little bit golden. So you can see they're a little golden. So that's the first thing that you want to do. So then what we're going to do is start making the sauce. Oops. Hopefully you can see everything. Sometimes when I share my videos, I find that it looks like I'm showing you everything here, but once I look at the video after it's been posted, it looks like I have lost half my screen. Okay, so what I'm going to add is 1 tablespoon of water. A tablespoon of low sodium soy sauce. This is the one that I'm using. This is 30% less sodium. This is No Name from the Real Canadian Superstore. I normally get a VH, but I was told that they have discontinued the VH soy sauce. I was very upset about this because in my mind I can't substitute soy sauce, but I am forced to now. So 1 tablespoon of low sodium soy sauce, so whichever kind that you use. Again, I just have the No Name. 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. I am using Aunt Jemima 50% less calorie light maple syrup. So that's the one I'm using. And it's 1 tablespoon. Now this recipe calls for a dry sherry. I do not have a dry sherry on hand. I am going to use, and I'm testing this out, a white wine vinegar. And you're going to add 1 tablespoon of that. So if you have a dry sherry, it's 1 tablespoon, but I am using a white wine vinegar. And then some spices. So I'm going to add some ground ginger. You want 1 teaspoon. Okay, 1 teaspoon of ground ginger. Mine is getting pretty low. And I'm going to add some garlic powder and some pepper. If you wanted to add any other type of spices, you can. It's totally up to what your palate is, but I'm just adding ginger, a little bit of garlic powder, and some pepper. And you're just gonna whisk this together. And this is what the sauce is going to be. So this is what's gonna go over the chicken. Okay, so there's your sauce. So it's not a lot of sauce that you're adding onto this. So, and then the next thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to mix in, just get another bowl. 2 tablespoons of flour. I am using white all-purpose flour. So just 2 tablespoons. Salt, you want to add 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And if you wanted to add, this is kind of just the breading, we'll call it, because it is a very light breading. So if you wanted to add different spices into your flour mixture, you can. But this is just salt and I believe pepper. Yep, some pepper. So just salt and pepper into your flour mixture, and that's what you're going to dredge your chicken into. So just give that a mix. Again, it's just 2 tablespoons of flour. I used an all-purpose flour. If you wanted to use a whole wheat, you can. I still haven't had my mind made up on whole wheat flour. I'm a white flour eater, and it's hard for me to change that. So, okay. And then what you're going to do is you're going to add this to your chicken and just coat it onto it. So what I'm going to do is just give this chicken a small spray of the Pam olive oil spray, just so that the coating kind of sticks to it a bit better. All right. And then you're just gonna add in your flour and just mix that around so it all is covered in it. So it's just a light coating. It's not a lot at all. So that's why it is a point-friendly dish, because you do have a coating on your chicken, but it's not as thick as like a crispy chicken. Okay, so there's our chicken, just with the flour coating on it. And then what you're gonna do is you're going to add, now this recipe calls for peanut oil. I don't use peanut oil, so I am using sesame oil. And you're gonna heat 2 teaspoons of oil. So if you have peanut oil, you can use peanut oil. I have sesame oil on hand, so that's what I'm using. And I find that the sesame oil flavor will go best, I think personally, with this recipe. So you're just gonna heat this on medium. So 2 teaspoons of oil you're gonna be adding to your pan. And just let it get hot. And then you're just gonna add your chicken, and you're gonna saute it until it's brown on all sides. So roughly about 5 minutes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let my chicken get brown, and then I'll be back and show you how it's looking, and then we will add the sauce to it. All right, everyone, the chicken is browning. So it's just browned. And now what you're gonna do is you're going to add in your soy sauce mixture. So the mixture with your soy sauce, maple syrup, the white wine vinegar if you use that, or if you did use the dry sherry. Just double check if you are changing any of the ingredients than what I'm doing. Just double check your points if you are a WW member. So I'm just going to add this to the pan and stir the chicken in it. And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna let this cook in the sauce just until it starts to evaporate and it'll start to get a little bit thicker. And you'll be able to kind of scrape up a little bit of anything that's stuck to the pan. Okay, and you'll just continue to cook this until the sauce does cook down and it does start evaporating a little bit. So it will become a little bit more of a syrupy type sauce. So I'm just gonna let this simmer for 2 to 3 minutes and then I'll be back to show you how it looks. Hey everyone! So the chicken is now done cooking. So it pretty much got evaporated almost completely. So there it is. And what you just want to do, now you can serve this over rice if you want to. You could serve it over, I'm going to actually serve it over, a lot of people know it as crackslaw, but I'm serving it over, yeah, crackslaw, which is also a deconstructed egg roll is another name for it. So there is your sesame chicken, and you just want to top it with a little sesame seeds that you toasted earlier. There you go. Or even some green onions on top. You could put this over top of rice, over top of quinoa or millet. The chicken itself is 3 points, so whatever you're putting this with, make sure to account for your points. I will be serving mine over top of deconstructed egg roll or crackslaw, whatever you call it, which is 1 point for that, and then the sesame chicken is 3 points, so 4 points for that. And I'm actually making another video to come. I am making 2-point egg rolls, so that will be served with this as well, so stay tuned for that recipe. But yeah, sesame chicken for 3 points. It is delicious. I've already tried it, and if you do try it, let me know, or if you have already before, because it is a WW recipe, let me know what you think. And yeah, give me a thumbs up if you like this recipe and video. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. And if you would like to know of when I am putting up new videos and be alerted, just tap the bell button, which is right below or right beside the subscribe button, and it will notify you of when I am putting out new videos. And stay tuned, that egg roll recipe is coming, so you want to be notified of that. 2-point egg rolls. This was mind-blowing to me when I came up with it, because I love Chinese food, so stay tuned for that recipe. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this recipe. Thanks for watching.